Welcome to another presentation at the East Trade Winds, a chapter of the World Referral Network, hosted by Bernie Franzgrote and Wayne Pratt. The presentation today is titled The Power of Joy and Generosity in Business. Our guest is Bob DePasquale from The Generosity Guy. Bob is known as The Generosity Guy, is a firm believer that generosity makes life better for everyone, whether you're giving, receiving, or just witnessing it. At a young age, Bob experienced firsthand how acts of generosity can change lives, including his own. After facing a cancer diagnosis and surviving the tragic events of 9/11 in New York City, he went from feeling invincible to vulnerable. But what followed was a journey of profound generosity that helped him rebuild his life. For over 23 years, across 3 countries and 17 estates, Bob has dedicated himself to empowering mission-driven organizations to cultivate generous cultures, where employees thrive and customers are fulfilled. His story is unique, but his message is universal, reminding us all that generosity can not only transform our work, but also make a lasting impact on the world.
I'd like to talk about being advanced in our relationship. And so I appreciate your time. One of the things that I like to say in my presentations is that if there's joy in the journey, there's fulfillment in the finish. Now, in just 10 minutes today, I won't have numerous examples to give you of this, but I'd just like you to consider and think about that in the work that you do on yourself right now, whether you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, you're an employee at a business, whatever it is that you do. If you, I find that if you find joy in the journey, ultimately, when you finish, now, whenever that is, that does that mean you've sold your business or you're moving on to a new role, or if you are an employee, you're getting a promotion. Whenever the finish to that one season of life or season of employment, you'll find fulfillment in that if you found joy along the way. And statistics say, and studies will tell you that employees and business owners and anyone in business and trying to contribute to the economy, when they have challenges and things that given to them or set forth by them by somebody else that maybe that they are not as invested in, you can complete a challenge, you can overcome something. But if you overcome something that you have not chosen to take on, a challenge, you might feel a sense of accomplishment, but you're also going to feel a sense of relief. Man, I got this done and I collected my paycheck for the week, or I was able to complete this because the boss told me to do it. And now I don't have to worry about it. I can go Friday afternoon, comes in the office, and I can just move on. And is there anything wrong with that? Not necessarily. But if you take on challenges on your own volition, whether you are an entrepreneur yourself and you decided to get into a specific area of business, or if you're an employee and your leader does a great job of for giving you some agency over your work, allowing you to be involved in the decision-making process, the brainstorming, and determining what the best solution for certain issues is, or what new area you want to innovate in. If you're able to do that, then when you do complete a project or you finish something, you're going to be that much more joyful in the work that you do. So much of my work now in my speaking business is to help employers create and foster these environments for people so that they can do that. Now I'm going to try to share my screen here. I think I should be able to do it. And I will pull up a couple of notes that I want to share with you. You can see it. As long as you can see it, that's all that mattered. I talk about generosity because generosity ultimately saved my life when I was 18. And the story will take quite a few minutes, so I'll spare you all the major details. But essentially, I was an 18-year-old kid and I thought I was invincible. Did anyone, when you were 18, did anyone feel invincible? Like you got the whole world in front of you, right? You know that feeling? That was me. And in a very short period of time, in just a couple of weeks, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had moved up to New York for college. I was training in football camp, getting ready for my first ever college football season. I was diagnosed with cancer. And then just a couple of days after that, 9/11 happened, all in just a few days. And my life went from feeling like I was on top of everything to suddenly feel like at one point, maybe my life was over. And then 9/11 happened and I was up there and I almost felt, whoa, now not only is my life over, maybe the world's coming to an end. And it really hit me like a ton of bricks. In that period of time, some of the things that happened to me, and one of the stories I share is about the generosity that I experienced in my life. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be here today. And so I did some research and it seems as if, according to the Ascent, which is about 5 years old, the study is now, I'm sure it's changed, but high generosity people are 23% more likely to be satisfied overall with their lives, or satisfied with their lives overall. And so I believe that giving, and having worked in the financial space for many years, being generous is not just about giving your money. In fact, I know a lot of people who are extremely charitable and philanthropic with their dollars, but they do it for a couple of reasons that maybe aren't the right reasons. Everyone else is doing it, or I'm at an event that I just feel obligated to give some of my money, or I want to get a break on your taxes. Can't tell you how many tax returns I've looked at and optimized with financial giving. And those are good things. I'm not saying we should not support other people in the world financially. But what we really need to do is consider what other gifts and skills and resources that we have that we can give to other people. And a workplace environment that includes people supporting each other and using what they have to help each other is an extremely long-term productive environment. I just don't believe that you have to take down the person in the cubicle next to you to be successful in business. And if that's the environment that your company has fostered, people are going to do that. They're not going to support each other. They're going to do their best to be on top. Has anyone ever been in a sales role at a company before? What, it doesn't matter. I remember when I was in a sales role in the financial industry, uh, there were sales contests and different things that we could do just about every week that we could chase after. And I am proud to say I came out on top on a few of those. And it feels good in the moment. I thought, man, I beat everyone else on my team. And now I get I get a TV or a trip or a conference I get to go to. I won some incentive. But I'll tell you what, there were way more of those sales contests that I could do. And some of them I was way at the bottom. And if you've ever had that feeling before, it's just not encouraging. Now, I love sports, and there's only one winner. There's only one Super Bowl champion. Every other football team in the NFL at the end of the season feels like a loser if they don't win the Super Bowl. That's the same thing that happens in sales incentives in those type of situations. Now, a well-placed contest can be good, but you don't want, if you got a 10-person sales staff, you don't want one champion and 9 losers. That's just not productive for the long term. You want all 10 of those people to be on the same team and supporting each other. And that's why I like to talk about this. But the experience for the vocational experience for everyone is different. And there's a quote by Adam Carroll here on the screen. People are not put on earth to be employed, but to be deployed. And I feel that's a powerful statement, because if you can make people feel like they're being a contributory factor to something great, you're going to attract top talent, and you're also going to retain those people in your organization, because they're going to think, man, what I have and what I'm capable of is A, unique, and B, a key part of my company's success. It contributes to something bigger than myself. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get lost as a number in the organization. It means that I'm a key cog in this company's success. So there's a few things involved here. And in the instance of time, I won't go into too deep, but I've done scientific research on this. And I've spoken with many people on how certain hormones affect the mind and the brain and your productivity. So much of what I talk about is how to tap into those resources that our body naturally has, so that the employer can help people experience those feelings while they're working. You guys ever heard of YOLO and FOMO? You only live once, and fear of missing out. But you don't really want people to feel this in the workplace. But if it's related to being generous and creating the culture, you do want them to feel that. And that's where the hormones come in. And so if they can feel a part of something great, they're going to feel joy in their journey, so that they feel fulfillment in the finish. And whatever that finish is, that's going to be a good reputation for your company, because you're helping them feel fulfillment in their finish. So whether they're retiring or just moving on or moving out of town or some other reason for being gone, even if they're potentially terminated or fired, I've seen organizations do this well. And despite having to end the relationship, people still appreciate what was done for them in their employment. So if you can find that joy, and people can find that, it's excellent. I have what I call the ACE process. And this is to help people in leadership positions figure out how to create this culture. And it includes it: acting for A, creating, and then ultimately educating. And I take them through this process so that they can create that in their people, in their system. And once they do that, it's a repeating process. It cycles. Once you act on something and you learn the data and the information about the situation, you can essentially recreate it. And then when you educate people, they're more aware of the actions to take. And that's about the shortest way I can explain the ACE process. But you come in with the ACE process, and then you build that from there. And ultimately, my job as a speaker is to help people in the organization realize that and figure out how they can be a contributory factor to the generous workplace culture. Because a lot of times in business, oh, culture is built from the top down. I believe that the vision and the mission and the purpose may be set from the top down, but culture is truly built on the ground floor. It's about the collective and not any one idea or direction from the person above. Speaking, by the way, of affiliate programs, I don't actually have one, but I'm more than willing to figure and talk about this, and because I would absolutely love referrals and those sort of things. And I'm anyone who can contribute to this cause because I really believe that deeply about it. I'm more than happy to compensate. Thank you.
Unlock the full potential of networking with the World Referral Network. Are you eager to connect with our esteemed guest speaker and delve deeper into the ever-expanding universe of the World Referral Network? Simply scan the QR code now and embark on a journey of endless opportunities. Join us at East Trade Wins, where we gather online every Tuesday from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you're welcome to connect with us and other chapters across the World Referral Network. Seize the moment, register for free, and start exploring today. Fancy sharing your insights as a guest speaker? We're looking for you. Reach out to Wayne Pratt to ignite your speaking journey. Email him at motivateyou.ca or connect with Wayne on LinkedIn. Don't wait. Take action and be a part of a global community that's shaping the future of business networking.